So today we get to make a 1-point perspective with 3D shapes. So I'm going to teach you how to make those 3D shapes so that it looks like it's coming from 1 point, which is called 1-point perspective. So we're going to get started today. You're going to get a white piece of paper, a pencil, and a ruler is the most important. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a line going from side to side. And then you're going to make what's called the vertex, the dot where your eye will go to, where all of the 3D shapes are going to be shooting out from. So you're going to start by just drawing regular 2D shapes. You want to draw them big enough. So always use your ruler. So maybe I want to do a square here. You're going to choose, actually I'll do a rectangle. You want to choose 5 total shapes. So I'm going to do 1 here. Change up your shape. Maybe I want to do a triangle, and I want to do it maybe here. I'm going to do a diamond. You can do it anywhere on your paper. And maybe I'll do a irregular polygon. As long as they have straight edges, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will do, let's see, a pentagon up here. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your shapes in all of the corners and connect them to this middle line. The most important thing when doing 1-point perspective is that you use a ruler and that it all connects to this vertex. So you're going to start out with with one shape. Start out by connecting all of the points to this vertex. So I like to put my pencil at the vertex and then line up that ruler with the corner of the shape and draw that line. You're going to continue to do that with every edge. Now, this corner, if I were to draw the line from this corner to this vertex, I would be going through the shape. So I do not want to draw that line. If it goes through itself, you don't want to draw it. So I'm going to go in and erase that. You're going to continue to do this with every shape. So I'm going to start with my pentagon. Put your pencil down, line up the ruler to the vertex, and draw the line. Line it up. Now, if I were to draw this one, it would go through itself, so I'm not going to draw it. Same with this one. Now I'm going to do my triangle. Now this one, if I were to go to this point and start to draw, it doesn't go through itself, so I do want to draw it, but it will hit the other shape. So you want to line it up with the vertex, start to draw your line, and stop when you get to that shape. Same with here. Stop when you get to the shape. This one doesn't affect the square, so I'm going to draw all the way. This one. And there I've got my 3D shapes coming from my 1-point perspective. Once you're here, you're going to take a Sharpie and you're going to trace over all of your shapes. When you're tracing, make sure you always use a ruler. Make sure that when you're done tracing, don't trace this line. It's not going to matter in the end. I'm going to show you is how to shade with a colored pencil. Now, If you look at my final one, you can see that it's darker when it goes to the center and it gets lighter as you go to the edges. So I'm going to teach you how to do that, and it's really just how you use your colored pencil and how hard you press. So you're going to start out by choosing a shape and choosing a color. So I might start with blue first, and I want to do my rectangle. You're going to start by pressing as hard as you can and pulling away from that vertex. So it's just like you would be doing a firework. You're always going to start from that one point and come out from that point, just like a flower. So now don't try and color it in this way. You're going to start from the vertex and work your way out. So I'm going to push really hard, and as I get gradually toward this line, I'm going to start to pull my pencil up a little bit, so I'm not pushing as hard. So I am letting up. And now I'm going to start to get really, really, really light. This is supposed to be a gradual change. So by the time you hit this line, it should be pretty light. And there you've got that gradual shading. You're going to do the same thing here. Now you want to think about how you want your light to be hitting. So if your light's coming from straight this way, it's probably not going to get underneath as much. So you want to make this a little bit darker throughout, and it can get light towards this line. Right. Now you're going to choose a different color for the next shape. So push really hard and gradually let up on your pencil so it gets lighter and lighter. Same with the bottom of this shape, so it's going to be a little bit darker because the light cannot get underneath the shape. Now this is going to be on top, so it's going to be a little bit lighter. Still start dark and start to pink your pencil up. Same with the side. The side isn't going to get as much light as if it's like a flashlight going straight in. So it's not going to get as much light, so it'll be a little bit darker on these sides. Again, you want to think about where the light is hitting. So if this shape is on top of this shape, it's going to be a little bit darker around those edges. And lastly, you're going to go in and add some type of design in each shape. So you want to make sure that you change up your design for each shape. So maybe I want to do circles in this one, polka dots. It's called an organic pattern when it's not repeating in a line. It's more of a design, but it's repeating the same shape throughout. And there you've got your 1-point perspective drawing with 3D shapes. Have fun!